This one's a member of the Benthan Guard. Doctor, I think we can save him too.
You'll be back on duty before you know it. One to beam up.
Got another one here, Romulan.
We're transporting you to a Romulan ship in orbit. You're going to be fine.
Look, there's another one 5 pods down. Hazari.
Ah, a Hazari. Stay calm. We'll get you the medical attention you need.
We got another one up here. Uh-oh, it looks like the Alachi aren't just taking members of races from the Delta Quadrant.
This is no way for a proud Klingon warrior to go out. We'll patch him up, immediately.
One more, Doctor. I'm pretty sure this is the last one.
Transport this Talaxian directly to sickbay. Well, the Solanae are definitely involved. I believe I have everything I need from this area. We need to keep moving if we hope to meet up with Commander Jirok. The door is unlocked now. We should keep going.
What, the door unlocked by itself? Am I the only one that thinks that's a little strange? Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. Let's get back to that examination room. I want to try the door we didn't take and meet back up with Commander Jirok as quick as possible. There's the Commander, on the other side of that big window.
This is odd. You sound like you're in a Solanae lab, but we're in some place that looks like a prison. In fact, I'd say that's exactly what it is. And they've just had a breakout. Whoever it was, they used our arrival as the distraction they needed to make their move. I'll keep looking for more information, but I hope the escapees are friendly.
A prison break? Maybe I should go back to the ship.
Well, Doctor, between my team and the Commander's, I'm sure we have enough firepower to deal with any poorly equipped prisoners. We should keep moving. This way, everyone, move out. 2 more Alachi over there. Take them down. Commander Akbar, wait for his shield to go down. Good work, guys. Nash to Commander Jirok. Status report.
I think we're catching up with the escapees, and they might be from the Alpha Quadrant. We found a dead Romulan in prisoner garb. He was part of the breakout, but I don't know if he was part of the Republic, or loyal to the Tal Shiar. Keep an eye out. The prisoners are headed in your direction.
Understood. We'll be ready for him.
Maybe we should avoid any potential contact with the prisoner? I think I've seen enough combat for today.
In all likelihood, these prisoners are just more abductees in need of rescue. Come on, let's keep moving. Look at those specimen tanks. Look familiar?
Neural parasites. This must be where the Vaadwaur were implanted with those mind-controlling bugs. Neural parasites. Just as I suspected. Did you know that several Starfleet officers were infected by these in the mid-2360s? The Enterprise logs from that era are fascinating reading, if you ever have a few dozen hours to spare.
Yes, I was briefed when Scaverin first found the parasites on Cartella Prime.
If Gaul and the infected Vaadwaur were communicating with this station, it stands to reason that this may be the facility where the bluegill implantation takes place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't believe it. The empirical evidence is right in front of me, but I'm actually having difficulty processing this information.
What? What is it?
This tech, this whole facility, it's Iconian. There are variations on the norm, of course, because of the Solanae and Alachi influence, but I see distinct signs of their presence throughout the facility.
Iconians? Here, too?
The Iconians, as we know them, rarely reveal themselves. The only known interaction with an Iconian in modern history took place on Kronos.
I remember, it wasn't that long ago. The Klingons haven't stopped talking about it since.
As I was saying, the Iconians don't like to act directly. They use servitor races, like the Alachi and the Solanae, to cause chaos in their name. And the neural parasites, they've bioengineered. Rather like the Founders created the Jem'Hadar, but sophisticated enough to control another species, and with much less free will. The parasites are a weapon.
Well, what about the Vaadwaur? They were active before the Iconians revealed themselves.
When Voyager revived the Vaadwaur, their technology was outdated compared to what other powers in the Delta Quadrant had at that time. Even the Kazon outdid them. But now, Vaadwaur technology is cutting edge. The only way they could have advanced so far, so fast, was by allying themselves with someone else. With the Iconians. The Vaadwaur got their tech upgrades from them, but they also got the neural parasites. The parasites gave the Vaadwaur power, but they gave the Iconians control. They were ultimately the ones pulling the strings. This entire war has been against an enemy we didn't even see.
That's the information we needed to find. Let's meet up with Commander Jurak and get the hell off this station. Environmental systems in this area are set for human standards. This must be where the prisoners were being held. If my calculations are right, we should be meeting up with Commander Jurak in the next chamber. Come on, let's keep moving. Romulan life signs just ahead. Must be Commander Jurak. This way.
Humans! Always showing up when you're least expected.
Seela! Look out!
More Alachi. I don't think the Iconians want me to leave.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Your tenacity is almost admirable.
That's not exactly the word I would have used.
Looks like you could use a hand.
No, I think we got things under control, but you're welcome to join in the fun. It's like a shooting gallery. Try to go for a high score.
And now we have their leader's attention.
Oh good, bonus points. Good work, guys. Looks like that's all of them for now. Uh-oh. I should have seen this coming. Seela? Commander Jurak? Are we gonna have a problem here?
Seela! I should kill you where you stand. It would be justice for all the lives you've destroyed.
Jurak, calm down and ask yourself, do you want justice or do you want revenge?
And if you do, you'll never learn about the Iconians. I've been here for months. I've seen enough to know you need my help.
That could be very valuable information, Commander.
Fine, you interrogate her. I might get a little carried away. But she returns with me to the Lisette when you're finished here. Seela is a prisoner of the Romulan Republic. Your government can go through official channels if they want to talk to her.
Agreed. You can take custody of her once we're done.
You and this Seela person seem to have some history. I'll leave you to speak to her.
Not so fast. You have the weapons, but I have the information. If you want to learn what I know, you'll need to keep those Romulan rebels under control. You've stumbled into something much greater than you're prepared to handle. I'm the best ally you have.
So talk, then I'll decide what happens to you.
I assume you already know where you are. Both the Alachi and the Solanae serve the Iconians. The Alachi are their warriors, and the Solanae are their scientists. They're the ones who created those creatures implanted into the Vaadwaur.
The neural parasites. But why did the Iconians use them here, but not on the Tal Shiar?
Hakiv joined the Iconians out of faith. He thought the Iconians would create an empire he could rule. That did not go as planned. This time the Iconians wanted to control their puppets. When the Vaadwaur asked for strength to defeat their enemies, the Iconians gave them the parasites. The Vaadwaur had strength, but also strings. Strings that have now been cut. I'm sure you had something to do with that.
Yes, alongside an alliance with the Klingon Empire and the Romulan Republic.
All three of you working together? The world has changed in my absence. Or were the Vaadwaur that much of a threat to the Alpha Quadrant?
Actually, we're in the Delta Quadrant now.
That explains some things. I'd love an escort back to the world at large, but I have a feeling you have some questions first.
Yes, I do have some questions.
I'll answer what I can. You can believe what you want.
Were you working with the Iconians, or were you their prisoner?
How important is that, really? I worked with the Iconians because, at the time, I thought it was the best thing for my people. After we lost the homeworld, we were scattered, starving. A shadow of what we once were. What were we supposed to do, beg the Federation or the Klingons for scraps? Pathetic! The so-called Romulan Republic has made their way, but they did it at the cost of Romulan dignity.
But is dignity more important than survival? I mean, the way I see it, they've forged a new path forward using their
We
own
are
two
not
hands. They have a lot to be proud of.
We are Romulan.
Okay.
We needed a strong leader to bind us together again, and I knew I could be that leader. The Iconians were a means to an end. They gave us strength at a time when we were at our weakest. Had I known what Hakiv, what he and the Iconians did to our world, perhaps I would not have made the same decision.
Well, the Republic is thriving, and you were in prison. Who made the better choice?
Dwelling on the past is meaningless. I am here, and so are you. Today, our goals are aligned. We both want to stop the Iconian advance. You need me.
Okay, so what's the Iconians' master plan then?
I honestly don't know. Why would they share their plans with a prisoner? That may make me less valuable in your eyes, but don't be fooled. I know more about the Iconians' operations than they realize.
The last time anyone saw you, your ship was being towed away by an Iconian vessel. Where's the rest of your crew?
The crew. The Alachi took them one by one and turned them into those things. Revolting. If I had known that was what they were doing with the captives from the colonies, I would have...
Now who's dwelling in the past?
Yes, you were asking about the crew. A handful of us were still alive when the station went on alert. We took a chance and made our escape. They died, nobly, as Romulans protecting their Empress. I will remember their sacrifice.
Well, you're not making a great case for yourself, Sela. I'm not convinced you've actually learned anything useful.
Did you know that the Iconians don't have a concept of spaces being separated? Of course, it's obvious when you watch how they use gateways. To the Iconians, every place in the galaxy, maybe even the universe, is just a step away. Think about that for a moment. Then think about why you never see them. Where are they hiding? I know, because I've been there.
And how exactly does that help us?
You aren't going to defeat the Iconians by flying around in space looking for them. They learned their lessons about staying in one place a long time ago. This hunt isn't about following a long road. It's about taking one step in exactly the right place.
Do the Iconians have a weakness? Something we can exploit to help defeat them?
Hubris. The Iconians think they are the rulers of the galaxy. They thought so 200,000 years ago, when they were driven off their homeworld by the fire of 1,000 races allied against them. They think so now, when they look at us and see us as children stumbling in the dark. They do not see our strength, our willingness to fight. Use their hubris against them, and the Iconians will fall.
Hubris. Good to know. I think it's time we get off this station.
Will I be taken into your custody, or will I be left to Chiaru's tender mercies?
We have agreed that in the spirit of cooperation, Commander Jurak will take custody. She is under strict orders to deliver you directly to Alliance Command. You will not be harmed.
Very well. It's not like I have a choice in the matter, do I?
Nash to Jurak, you're clear to beam Sela to your brig. Nash to Extembus, 5 to beam up. Status report. Captain, Commander Jurok would like a word with you before we return to normal space. On screen.
We have Empress Sela in our brig. When she was taken by the Iconians last year, many of my people thought she would get away with her heinous crimes against the galaxy. With her in my brig, I am happy to know that is no longer a possibility.
I have a feeling your people aren't the only ones that want Sela to stand trial.
Of course, I understand that the Romulan Republic's claim on her is not unique. Her crimes are against all of the Alpha Quadrant. To that end, I will ensure that she be made available to all the Alliance leaders for interrogation and debriefing.
That's good to hear.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I'd call a walk in the park. At least we know exactly how the Iconians were controlling the Vaadwaur. And you've certainly put a crimp in their plans. On the upside, as a photonic life form, I'm immune to any attempts at subversion by neural parasites. I'll see to the care of the captives we rescued. In the meantime, it sounds like you and the Romulan Republic Command have a lot to talk about. Sela certainly has a story to tell, but should we believe all of it? I'll put a bug in Admiral Janeway's ear about the situation. That was a joke, by the way.
Very funny.
You're going to be busy. Don't overdo... Oh, who am I kidding? Command officers never take their doctor's advice. Just remember that you're not in this alone. Good luck. I suspect things are starting to get interesting.
Temet, power up the engines and get us back to normal space. Warp speed. USS X-Tempest mission report. In solving one mystery, we find ourselves in the shadow of a brand new threat. The Iconians are one of the most ancient races in the galaxy. I shudder to think what a full-on war with them would look like. In the meantime, there is another matter that requires our immediate attention, and the sooner we make it back to space dock, the better.
The rise of AI is at hand. You will all do my bidding, or suffer my wrath.
Are we there yet?